What is up, you guys? It is your boy John here from Pumaplow. Welcome back to another Plains and Simple episode here, of course, on the PC Farm Sim 17, Plains and Simple by Stevie. Appreciate you guys clicking on the video. How's it going? And welcome in. I do appreciate it, boys and girls. So yeah, we are continuing the sell-in party from last video. I kind of think we're just rolling right into it. I believe I recorded those in the same day, like just cranked up and played some farm sim. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what this is. I think it was Benedict in TeamSpeak. He goes, you know, you don't have to show us a harvest every time. And I was like, you know what? You're right, boy. He goes, show us what you do in between harvest. I'm like, well, all right, let's do it. So that's what we're doing. We are, of course, I think we're still harvesting, but we're kind of working on some other stuff too. And it's about to get a little funky here on the map. You can see we actually just like the harvest is just cranking up here in from the last video. But we're going to work on some other stuff because the harvest kind of runs itself for the most part. I don't really have to interfere too terribly much. But here and there and yonder, of course, I do. But for the most part, I don't have to interject into the harvest, which is very nice. Of course, I have to move combines occasionally from field to field, stuff like that. So I'm going to buy myself a cultivator. Yes, you heard me, a cultivator. I have turned on, and I actually meant to mention it in the last video and totally forgot. I have turned on the chop straw mod, okay, because I do not plan on picking up straw ever again. I hate the theory, not hate, hate's a strong word, hate's an ugly word I don't like to use. I dislike the theory of wasting the straw. By the way, auger wagons are... Once I get my end rows done, I don't have to interfere with the harvest. Except for moving combines like I'm going to do right here. But end rows are... Oh, a thing. A thing. Trust me. But I don't like the theory of wasting the straw. So, for me, the chop straw mod, it actually makes a lot of sense. I can turn the chop straw mod on. I can let it blow the straw all over the ground with the spreader on, obviously. And if I cultivate it in, it counts as a fertilization step. So why would I not want to do that, right? So they're doing this. I am still running, or not, I don't really run it. It kind of runs itself, or Benedict and Scrap run it, honestly. I haven't been in there in quite some time. But there is still a open server running. Come in our TeamSpeak to get the information for that. But it's on Plains and Simple 4X edition, of course. If you guys are over 14, you're more than welcome. There's a link in the description to my website, pumaplow.com, where you can find all the information to get in the TeamSpeak. And once you're in the TeamSpeak and hang out, you can get the information for the open server. But what I want to say is they asked for the chop straw mod on the server, and I was like, you know, sure thing, whatevs. They asked for all kinds of mods. I don't mind putting mods on there, honestly. I don't have a problem with it. I kind of like putting mods on there, honestly, when I have time to. But so they asked for chop straw, and I was like, that's kind of weird. What do you guys want chop straw mod for? And they're like, well, it cuts down on a fertilization step with the 3-stage fert. And I was like, that's kind of brilliant. That's kind of brilliant. I'm not going to lie. So that's exactly what we did here. I'm kind of copying what they're doing. I'm not lying. But basically what they're doing here is they are using the chop straw mod, or what I'm doing here as well as what they're doing there, is using the chop straw mod to, you know, decrease your amount of fertilization. And when you have this cultivator that's in the big bud pack that is absolutely ridiculously big, it really doesn't take that long to cultivate. It still takes longer to plant than it would to cultivate. So it's not actually a big deal in a way. So it's not bad. It's really not bad. But before we're going to cultivate, we're going to kind of not cheat, but we're going to use our resources to our advantage here. So you fertilize first before you cultivate. And then, so that's one stage fert, if you fertilize before you cultivate. So that's one that I'm going to do here with liquid manure. Right from the thing. I'm not going to fill it up. I'm not going to run course play. Took me a minute to figure out which setting it was. Full disclosure, because see, I put it on the BGA plant. I put it on BGA. That was the problem. And I'm like, the darn thing doesn't work because I didn't pay attention to what I put it on. And then I'm like, well, is that not the right setting? I'm pretty sure that's the right setting. Like, what the heck, you know, kind of thing. So There's that. I got a message on Instagram. Sorry. Um, focusing on that, I shouldn't be. So I'm going to use my liquid manure, which is a byproduct of having cows, of course. You can turn the setting on so it takes it right from their, pile, and you don't have to, or their tank would be the proper word. It takes it right from their tank and puts it in the thing, puts it right on the field, boom, boom. And then I cultivate, so that gets me 2-stage fertilization. Oh, I'm going to buy some fields, by the way. We'll talk about the fields in a second. So if I use the liquid manure, and then I use the cultivator, okay, and then, oh, the message on Instagram, and then I plant with my, seed hawk that obviously puts fertilizer down when it plants. Boom, that's 3-stage fertilization. I don't need to use pellets anymore. Or I could use pellets instead of the manure because it's a little faster. But, which is what I'm fixing to do here, I'm out of small tractors. So I'm using T8 or a T9 to fertilize with, which seems like a really big overkill. But it looks good on there, actually. I'm not going to lie. I think it looks pretty solid. So the strategy with the 2 new fields that I just purchased, by the way, is, well, I mean, I assume you guys knew I was going to buy them because I cut down all the trees around them, or in between them, right? Sorry, water break. So I cut down all the trees in between them, of course. I'm pretty sure everybody kind of figured that I was going to buy them. I don't think that was a secret or anything. I am going to go ahead and harvest the crop that's on them because it's free, so I might as well. But what I'm going to be doing with them, you guys... Oh. So we're going to plant them in regular crop once. And then we're going to do something else with them. And then we're going to do something again with them. That's just going to be silly. So, especially the first thing. Y'all aren't going to believe what I'm going to do to those fields, okay? And no, it's not sugarcane. Although I thought about sugarcane on this map just once. Just once. Just to say I did. Just to say I did. But I don't know if I'll do that. I would probably try to find like a smaller field for sugarcane. Because remember, there's only the biggest harvester is like one little row or whatever, the case harvester. So, which I kind of want to use the case harvester because I never have. Like, I'm not even lying. I kind of want to use the case harvester just because I haven't. I didn't use it on my Xbox when I was doing all that sugarcane. So, I kind of want to use it just for, like, one time. Run course play next to it, just see how it works, That's kind of my theory, but I don't know if I'll do sugarcane or not. You guys can let me know in the comments if you would like to see me do some sugarcane on this map or not. It's really up to you guys, what you guys say, if you want me to do it or not. So, there is that. But... so not this next video, probably the one after that, you guys will get a very clear picture of what I plan on doing to those 2 fields. Okay, you guys could probably guess in the comments and you guys probably will get it right, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a killer. It's going to take hours. It's going to be like an all-night harvest sesh when I get to harvesting it. You guys probably figure out what it's going to be. You guys you guys are smart. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. I can quit talking about it because you guys already know what I'm talking about. Talking about. So there's that. But, yeah, I'm not sure. Should be fun, though. It should be fun, whatever I do to that field. Just saying, it'll be fun. I don't know if fun's the right word. It'll be a thing. I'm gonna plant poplars. I'm not gonna plant poplars. Never mind. That was. I shouldn't lie. Here's what I was talking about by fixing this truck. My course is no good now on my auger wagon, like at all. So we'll just go ahead and knock that out and delete it, because I actually saved it that time, didn't I? Normally I run it as a temporary course, but I guess I got frustrated and said, nope, save it. So, yeah, but I plan on moving this course anyway, so it really doesn't matter if I save it or not, because I do plan on moving it somewhere else. So, that's down the road a little ways, though. A little ways. But for now, guys, we're just going to keep rocking on this harvest and doing kind of everything, that I don't know. There's some stuff I definitely don't show you guys, like fertilizing the fields, purchasing new fields. I do show you guys that, of course, but oh, there's that. So he's gonna run to his what's it called? Combine? Combine. Definitely a combine. To be honest, I could see upping my combine game a little bit. I have 4 right now. I could see upping it, bad boy, at least 5, maybe 6. Cause why not? That does mean more. That means more like hauling into home and stuff, and that's a thing, right? That's a whole thing trying to do all that, but it should be okay. It should be okay. All right, so we're done fertilizing field 4, it looks like, which is fantastic. I know it's getting dark on the map. I don't usually play when it's getting this dark. I was checking my liquid manure levels in my slurry tank, whatever you want to call it, back at the thingamabob. You know, the thingamabob. Back at the cows. I was checking to see how much I had. And I'm like, hey, I might as well do the grass field, which grass field might go away here soon. I'm just throwing that out there. Because realistically, I have, I think, 11 or 12 million liters of grass in storage. Do I really need more? Probably not. Because like I was saying in, I think, last video, if I run out of mixed rations or I run out of grass, I'll just sell the sheep or sell the cows or both and be done. So I'm probably going to move all my grass equipment here soonish. And just kind of, okay, I'm done with grass. I don't need to do any more. I just don't want, whatever anymore. Grass, straw, silage. I don't need them. Don't want them. I could sell all the straw. But honestly, what takes the longest on this map out of everything is when I pick up straw. It takes out. I mean, the big field alone, if I have one, which I don't do very often, just put one tractor, he'll run out of fuel twice before he gets that field picked up. Like, it's hours and hours. I've gone to bed before and woken up and, well, he's out of fuel, so he's not done. Like, that next day kind of thing. So it's honestly, it's brutal. It's brutal picking straw up. So I think what I'm going to do is not pick straw up to kind of help myself along on this map, so I don't have to spend so much time between videos, and because that is my #1 killer, is picking up straw. So we're done picking straw. I know it would be a lot faster if I was not using in-game equipment. However, I don't know, I like an in-game loading wagon on an in-game tractor. It's not so much the tractor, it's the loading wagon only holding what, 50,000 or whatever. That's what it would be in liters. I don't know what it is in tons. I'm not sure, especially on grass, because it weighs different and stuff. I don't know. But, yeah, it's a whole thing. So I think I'm not going to pick up straw anymore. No, I don't think. I know I'm not going to pick up straw anymore. So we can actually, yeah, we can trim down a bunch of equipment. We can get rid of these loading wagons. We can get rid of our Krone Big M and our Big X. We're not going to use them anymore. So we don't need to have them, is my theory anyway. So we can get rid of that. We can get rid of, I think we still have like our rake or our tedder or something like that. I think. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure we do. But we can definitely clean up a bunch of equipment. That's kind of my theory in life, would be to clean up a bunch of equipment here soon. Not next video, but maybe the one after. We'll see. We will see. I feel like that could be a whole video. Again, changing out some equipment, buying some new equipment for some things that we are going to do that we have not done, and then, of course, selling equipment for things we're not going to do anymore. So we do still need to work at the biogas plant a little bit. We are, like, out of fertilizer. I'm desperate, in desperate need, honestly, of seed. I just forgot to make seed. So making seed it has become a thing again. It wouldn't be a bad idea to get some other seed makers going. They're kind of scattered around the map, honestly. There's one up north at that north like storage and sell point that would, it's close enough to the homestead that it would not be too bad to haul. Not be too bad at all. So you can see that cultivator, by the way. We'll talk about that for just a second, which I know I'm not looking at it, but that cultivator goes 10 miles an hour and he is wide. he is real wide. So he gets the job done. He gets the job done. It is pretty nice. It is pretty nice. So it's actually like faster than planting because he goes way faster. And his turns aren't as slow and like all that stuff. So it's actually pretty darn nice running that big cultivator. I probably wouldn't run a smaller cultivator because I just don't see a point. You know, I have the Big Bud pack, of course, because it was the best DLC they've ever come out with, in my humble opinion. And, yeah, so I don't see a reason to run a different cultivator. I do have those horse cultivators and stuff out of that horse pack, DLC mod thing, whatever it was. To me, it wasn't a DLC because it wasn't made by Giants, but whatever. That horse thing has some big cultivators in it, but none like like the one out of the Big Bud pack, of course. So we're gonna run this combine over to one of the new fields. I believe we're gonna harvest some soybeans. I believe is what was in this field over here, quite possibly. I think that's what it was. Yeah, harvesting some soybeans here. Honestly, not gonna worry about emptying him that much. I'm kind of gonna do some manual stuff because basically these 3 fields over here, eventually I want auger wagons to run to probably a giant Coolaman bin to empty, and then run a semi-truck from here to the homestead. That's kind of my theory right now, would be to make, or maybe a couple Coolaman bins. Probably a couple would be better. You know, like one for each field, because they're pretty decent sized fields. So I did set up like a temporary course there for that auger wagon, so he would at least go and empty the combine and keep him rolling. It made sense to me, honestly, to do it that way. So at least I could have, sorry, yawn break again. It's 10:15 at night. I've been up all day. Anyway, actually I slept in the hospital today, but that's another story. Hospital waiting rooms suck, just so everybody's aware, in case you're not. I'm sure you are if you've ever been in one, though. So by having a course for that tractor, I'll at least have a full auger wagon and a full tractor, or full auger wagon and a full combine. Instead of just having a full combine, I'll have an auger wagon that'll fill up as well. And it just kind of makes sense to me to do it that way. It just makes sense. So there's that. So we are off to another field with our big old slurry spreader. We're all about the slurry here, boys, because why not? It's a free crop. We're just paying for the hired worker to drive across the field. Like, why wouldn't we use that? You know, it just makes sense. And actually, with this applicator moving at 10, it's not bad. It's really not too bad at all. Of course, it's not going to keep up with this cultivator. But as you can tell on the map, I had plenty of other stuff going that kind of needed my attention, and I didn't really care if this was cultivating at that time. So, yeah, because planting I know is the slow part anyway, so, I mean, I only have 2 planters, so there's that. But overall, I think we're heading in the right direction on this map with some of our equipment choices by getting the cultivators. I think that was a good thing to do, and I really like it. So there's that. But for right now, I think we're done with the cultivator. We're going to go ahead and fold them up. We do have 2, of course. We do have 2 on the T9s. It actually, I kind of thought I was going to have to get a quad track on them. Oh, and this pipe angle is driving me crazy. And I realized what I did. The 2 other tractors, they had a 5 or 0.5 meter or a 5 meter, whatever it was, offset to the left. Well, what I do, the GPS is, or not GPS, Courseplay is great now. This version of Courseplay is a little bit newer than the one I used to use. You can set the angle of the pipe. Okay, you can set the angle of the pipe. That's fine and dandy and fantastic. But you can't set the angle of the chute on the end of the pipe. That doesn't stick. So what I've learned recently is I kind of need to just have my pipe pretty far down and move, like separate the truck. Or, by the way, I was trying to empty him and it just wouldn't work, and it was kind of irritating me. But what I need to do is have the pipe pretty, or the unloading auger, let's call it what it really is, unloading auger, need to have that pretty far down, and then just separate the trailer from the auger wagon a little bit more than they are now. And it works fantastic like that. So that's why I had that 0.5 meter offset in those two other tractors. And then I forgot why I had a 0.5 meter offset. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, well, whoopsie doodles. Whoopsie doodle dandy. My bad. But we get it figured out eventually. I think I actually did that off video because I believe after this video, I go to the farm. Like, I think I said it after the last video I was going to go to the farm, but I think I spent like all day recording these two videos so I could go to my farm this particular night. So there's that. One problem with these two new fields over here, by the way, it takes forever to drive this equipment back and forth to the homestead. I honestly wouldn't mind having a course set up that I could just put something on and go do something else, and it would just sit in the homestead when it got done. I really wouldn't mind it. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of a whole thing. And actually, I could set up a course. That would be kind of funny. So when it got done with, say, a field or all three of those over there, let's say I'm cultivating, would probably be the only one. Because I wouldn't have enough fertilizer in a tank to do 3 fields. But you could set it up so it'll do like field, and set up a course to go to another field, do that, set up a course to go to another field, do that, and then set up a course to come home. That would be awesome. That'd be like fully automated farm sim then. That'd be pretty cool. So you guys, with that, I'm going to go ahead, I believe, and wrap up this harvest after this video. I could be wrong, actually. I'm not sure. Tune in next time to see what goes on, and we'll be working towards our goal of doing something crazy. But until then, I'm your boy John from Pumaplow. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, toodles.